Let's move on to the markets in Nigeria right now. We're seeing the NSE All-Share Index falling back again today by about 1% during trading, and the banking sector is really what is driving the market down. It's down about 3.2%. Let's now cross to the NSE, where Roseline Oliyide is standing by to give us an update. Roseline, thank you for joining us. And like I did mention just now, the market seems to be falling back a little bit today.
Yeah, thank you, Wole. Like, as you're aware, Diamond Bank released their Q4 result yesterday, and that was really the game changer. Diamond Bank closed down 10% down, and that cascaded to the whole of the banking sector. Banking sector lost 2.8 yesterday, and presently, as I speak, is down by 3.25%. With most of the stocks on offer. UBO is on offer, trading 10% down. Diamond Bank is on offer. Actually, Diamond Bank traded the highest volume, 28 million, 10% down. And then there's this general panic in the sector, orchestrated by the fact that most of the banks, they are delayed in releasing their results. So rumor is thriving rather than the general expectation. Even GT, that is supposed to be today, is the last trading day, is not given a fair chance at all. It's trading below 20 naira. So
wow.
I want to believe
is this all because of Diamond Bank refusing to pay a dividend? Is this what's generating this negative sentiment?
Well, the irony is that the result is quite okay. We saw a 231% improvement over last year. But the fact that it's not paying dividend, market is repricing it, is trying to correct the price to what its expectation should be. So I expect that maybe by the time they release their Q1 2013, the market will be able to make a U-turn in that area. But basically, what is affecting the banking sector now is, number one, the banking result. Remember what happened when International Energy released their Q3 result? It affected the whole of the insurance sector. That is what we are having a replay now in the banking industry, coupled with the fact that there is delay in many of them releasing their results. So what we see is panic selling. There's really pressure on most of these banks, and even the ones that have rewarded investors, they are not being spared. Okay,
of course, another interesting takeaway today is GT Bank. The closure date for the dividend is today, and of course the share price will be marked down for that. How is that impacting interest in that stock? Because clearly a lot of investors, like you've just mentioned rightly, they are investing right now in this season for the corporate actions like dividends and bonus shares.
Exactly. With a dividend yield of 6.5%, you expect that investors will latch in on that and then be able to take position. But we are seeing the reverse because, like I said, what happened yesterday that is affecting the whole of that sector.
All right, so where are investors putting their money now? I'm hearing that they're moving into high cap stocks.
They are moving to high cap. They see it as a safe haven for them for now, until stability will return to the banking sector.
But is that a sustainable move, though? Because a lot of people have talked about the likes of Nestle, Nigerian breweries, Guinness being a bit pricey now. Do you anticipate
Okomo, Nigerian breweries, Nestle, and most of the ICAP and Unilever as well.
But the big question is, how sustainable is this move? Do you think we're going to see a sell-off in those stocks in the next few sessions?
Yes, like I said, what we need now is marketing for result from some of these banks, their Q4 and then their Q1 2013, to be able to restore confidence back to that sector. Until then, what we are likely to see is this panic sell on most of this banking sector. And you know the effect of the banking sector in the total market capitalization.
And what about Dangote Cement? It's been a bit volatile over the last few sessions. It went up, I think, on Monday, was down yesterday. How is that trading today?
It's still trading flat. Yesterday, it dropped 9 naira. That was the top loser yesterday. But for Dangote Cement, the loss on index will have been 0.78. But because it's the bellwether of the market, it dropped 9 naira and then dropped the market by 2.8, which is the largest, it's the single largest drop in 2 years. But it's trading flat now. I don't expect any major drop today.
Right. Well, so far we've seen results by, I think, Lafarge, WAPCO, and CCNN. We're still waiting for Dangote Cement to release his numbers. So talk to us about the interest in the cement sector and how that is playing out right now.
Well, the expectation is that with the yield that, the kind of dividend yield that WAPCO released, you expect that it should trade in the same way that the banking sectors that are going. But you agree with me that the float is not there for most of this banking sector. So they are not as volatile as banking sector. So they are really trending upward with the expectation that going forward, the most of expansion projects they are gone in 2012 will pay off in 2013, and that is what we are seeing in their prices.
Right. You mentioned the issue of float. I think it's a big point there.
Exactly.
Liquidity for some of these stocks. We've seen a market making program launched last year. So far, it seems to be working to some extent, but until we get securities lending as part of it, it seems it will only make should I say a modest impact. So how are you rating the impact of market making and liquidity of stocks right now?
Yeah, thank you, Wole. I think the structures that should actually support market making is still budding. We expect structures like security lending and then short selling. So those structures are still being perfected. Until those ones are put in place, I don't see any significant impact that this market making can have on the market for now.
All right, later on the show, I'm going to be speaking to CEO of an indigenous oil company. Now, the oil and gas sector, we've seen some earnings news from Total today. Their revenues are up 20%. So how much interest are we seeing in the downstream oil and gas space these days? It seems to be an underperformer when you look at the market trend over the last year.
Yeah, well, you agree with me that last year we had this petroleum bill affecting many of them, and then the snag about this oil theft and everything affecting the whole lot of them. But I guess the result has really shown that it's not all of them that is going to be affected. Total Mobil did 5 naira and Total 8 naira, and then we've seen some appreciation in that stock. But the result really today is as if market is not only reacting to corporate action, but to the results, and then we are seeing some profit taking in that as well. But I guess as soon as we move close to the closure of register, the prices will go up again. So generally in the industry, we expect better earnings this year, better than 22.